We just watched a team in the Houston Texans destroy, at the end of the day, they destroyed the Steelers, but yet they didn't. The Steelers kind of destroyed themselves. Tomlin needs to go. Stroud is the middest quarterback I've ever seen win a playoff game, especially at the end of the day. The box score does not tell the story because Stroud was not a good quarterback today. Stroud is not a very good quarterback, period. And you got to wonder what happens to this team, the Houston Texans, the defense rather, because the Texans didn't beat the Steelers. The Texans defense beat the Steelers. But can the Houston Texans defense survive the next round when it's the only thing going because CJ Stroud is so mid? The Fantasy Football Show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Now, Nico Collins suffered a concussion in this game. Didn't know where he was. So Nico is probably, I would say Nico likely to miss next week. So, to miss next contest. So this is not good for the Houston Texans, who already have a mid quarterback and an inability to move the football down the field. They're snapping the ball over or under snapping. Like this whole fiasco of watching CJ Stroud try and play football for 4 quarters was agony. Now, hats off to Aaron Rodgers' career. He didn't exactly have a good send-off. We knew this would probably happen. We came into the earlier live stream at 8 p.m. and said that at the end of the day, the Houston Texans defense will be too much for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they wouldn't be able to score touchdowns. And if you can't score touchdowns against the Houston Texans, all the Texans defense needs to do is score 1 touchdown or put themselves in great position to score a touchdown themselves on offense. But this was definitely going to be one of those situations where the defense just won the game. Now, the score is 30-6. That doesn't tell the story because this really wasn't 30-6. This is more like a 16-6 game. If any Texans fans are out there, no offense to you, but your team did not play at a 30-6 level. Your team, like I hear the announcers glazing the Texans right now going, Texans defense showed up and man, this is a tough looking crew. And did you see, I mean, really, D'Amico should be real proud of his boys. This was a 16-6 win. The extra points that got put on the board, the extra 14 points that got scored after the team was 16-6, was all just the Steelers falling apart at the end. This is not a defense that's going to win multiple games. Maybe, let's say, the Houston Texans can win one more game, let's say. And now we have the Houston Texans. We know the matchups heading over to, it looks like we got the time Saturday, 4:30 Eastern. Let me see if I can screenshot this actually and put this on the screen because this is important information. Let me grab a screenshot of that. We got Sunday or Saturday football. Let me pause this actually. We got Saturday football, Buffalo at Denver at 4:30, and then we have the Niners at Seattle at 8 p.m. Eastern. Then on Sunday we have Houston at New England at 3 p.m. Eastern. And then Sunday, we have the Rams at Chicago, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, the night game. So now that has been settled. But now we can finish this bracket, and it has been reseeded, and now it will remain in order all the way through. So the New England Patriots will face off against the Houston Texans, the Denver Broncos against the Buffalo Bills, the Seattle Seahawks against the San Francisco 49ers, the Chicago Bears against the Los Angeles Rams. Is it possible that the Houston Texan defense could win this game? It's certainly possible, especially since the Patriots looked a little bit shaky, and they were lucky they were playing an intramural team practically in the Los Angeles Chargers, who did not come to play football, did not have the ability to play good football. This was a kind of almost a preseason postseason game for the New England Patriots. So hopefully they just got their jitters out. It was Drake May's first time being in that kind of position. Maybe he comes in with a little more confidence to play a full game in a little bit better way. This is definitely going to be a tough challenge for the New England Patriot offense to go up against this really, really tough, one of the league's, if not the league's best defenses in the league. Seattle as well. But these are, and Denver's got a good, this is like this. There's a couple good defenses on the board here, except for the Chicago Bears, which they're opportunistic, but they give up a lot. They're like a leaky faucet. And so really, when you look at this, the only defense, and the Niners too, the two weakest defenses are right here. And that's probably not going to get them through to the end. They might win a game. It's possible either San Fran or Chicago could win a game. But this is going to come down to what team has the best balance of everything. I don't think the Houston Texans have even remotely close to a good enough balance on the offensive side of the ball to get through multiple rounds. It is certainly possible they can knock off the New England Patriots through sheer aggressive defensive play, especially if the game starts off in a way that, I don't know, the Houston Texans pick six on Drake May on a tip pass that wasn't even Drake May's fault. That happens. That happened in the last game as well. That's certainly something that could happen. But it's going to take one of those kind of early start miracles for the Houston Texans to get out to an early lead, because their offense is absolutely putrid. And Stroud is not him. Stroud is an awful quarterback. Go watch this video. It drops at 7 a.m. Eastern. The best buy lows right now in fantasy, outside of some of the ones we've already named, like Brock Bowers. I didn't repeat all of them. These are new names. That video will drop at 7:30 a.m. Here's the graphic if anybody's looking for what to look for. It looks a little something like this. It'll drop at 7 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. Arizona time. So check it out. Do it live. Stroud. He is not a good quarterback. I mean, everyone in the NFL is a good quarterback if you want to get technical and say, oh, well, but he's not a good NFL quarterback. He's certainly not a good fantasy quarterback, and he's certainly not a quarterback that's composed and able to take his team through multiple playoff games. His defense carried him. CJ Stroud is the worst winning playoff quarterback I've seen in some time. The fact that CJ Stroud won a game today is crazy. There should be an asterisk next to the win saying the defense won the game, not the offense, not CJ Stroud. This guy is not a dog. He doesn't have that it factor. And frankly, I just don't think he's that great of a leader. But what a boring game for the most part, despite the high scoring defensive play at the end of the game when the game was really out of hand. This was a 16-6 game. That's the way my mind looks at it. I don't see a 30-6 score and go, oh yeah, Texans did all that. Texans D super legit. Defensive wins championships, but pulling for Travis and his Pats to win, says Blazin. Defense wins championships, but you have to have some sort of offense. And by the way, that was a $20 hauler, I think, by the way. Blitzing, come under the table with a $20 hauler. Super chat, my boy. I also appreciate you, Blitzing, for giving me a chance to take a sip of my drink when I'm pressing that button, pal. Because I can talk, and it gets a little bit hoarse when you're trying to deliver all these words. Blitzing to the moon, appreciate your $20 hauler. There's not much to talk about here. I'm going to do a screenshot of the game, and then we're going to go to the phone lines immediately and start having a conversation about this pathetic performance by the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Houston Texans offense, and what is a very, very, at the end of the day, amazing display of good defense. They're just such a good D. They really are. There's not many defenses in the league that feel as threatening. Seattle's one of them for sure. And, Jacksonville had their rushing defense is fantastic. But this Houston Texan defense is something else. And you just ask, how in the hell did this happen? How'd they win? Woody Marks had a day, 19 carries, 112 yards. Can we get a little Woody action in the chat? Can you all drop some wood in the chat, please? 19 totes, 112, and a touchdown for our boy Woody Marks, who also had one target for 0 yards. But neither here nor there. Christian Kirk, 144 on 8 catches. Nico Collins suffered a concussion in this game, which is really the underlying storyline here as to why the Texans are probably cooked. But can we drop some wood in the chat and give our good old boy Woody Marks a standing ovation for what a performance, 100 yards and a touch. Woody came to play ball. I really wish Woody had a strong shot at being the lone ball carrier in Houston next year. I just don't know that he will. It's hard to say. Stroud is mid. Tomlin should leave as soon as possible. Nico likely to miss some time. And I say time because he looked pretty badly concussed. And he didn't know where he was. And sometimes the harder the concussion like that, the more likely you're to miss, one game or more. But almost a guaranteed one game. So, the fact that we had him not even knowing where the sideline was, you're probably looking at more severe brain damage than normal with the concussion, because every concussion is brain damage by definition. It is brain damage. And so it's just a matter of how much brain damage occurred at that one moment. And then you got to take some time off. You're not, does he go through the protocol? Who knows? It's possible he clears the protocol, but it certainly might not happen. And so if that happens, the Texans are in some trouble. Jalen Warren, 43 yards on 12 carries. DK Metcalf. Remember when DK caught that first catch? And I think they targeted him again right away. And we said on the live stream, oh, they're going at DK pretty aggressively. And we said that happens where, the guy does that at the beginning of the game, then he never gets another target. This is exactly what happened here. He got other targets, but DK Metcalf, 42 yards, 2 catches, and he's kind of a bum anyway. Dropping a football in an important moment, putting his team in such a bad position by going after that fan and getting suspended walking into Week 18. Like DK Metcalf, what a debacle. Aaron Rodgers, 1 INT, 146. You can't win with this, And it was a nice run. It was a great, playoff entrance. Hats off to Aaron Rodgers again. Great career. But this was, and the box score tells it all. Just a very, very boring defensive game. And again, if you look at this box score, it's 3 points, 7 points. And then it was literally just a boring game. Third quarter, nothing happening. And then it was all just trying to get back in the game and just mistakes being made. And again, it's more of a 16-6 game to me. I'm not even 30 points. The Texans, to me, didn't score 30 points. But Ron's on the phone. I'm sure Ron is just excited as can be because there's no way Tomlin's staying after that. There's just no way, Ron. You're going to get your wish. There's absolutely, in my mind, zero chance that the fan base will be happy enough at all, like even a quarter of it, that if he's staying, that he will want to stay. I think he knows that his Warren is welcome. I think is it 9 or 10 years that you haven't won a playoff game straight? You've made it to the playoffs.
No. This is 7 straight now. 7 straight we haven't won a playoff game.
Are you sure it's not? Are you sure it's not 9?
No, it's 7. It's 7 straight. 7 straight years. The last time, I think it was 2016 or 2000.
Not that I don't believe. Not that I don't believe you.
Won.
Not that I don't believe you, but let me just ask Kruger to see how off I am, just to confirm you. Kruger.
Yeah, well, we won in 2016 or 17.
Kruger, how many playoff first round exits have the Pittsburgh Steelers had in a row? How many years in a row, including the one they just lost tonight?
So, as of right now, the Steelers have indeed had 7 straight first-round playoff exits. Basically, that.
Yeah.
So 7 straight. Is it 9?
My team.
Is it 9 total though? I thought it was 9.
No. It's 7. But okay. Last time they won a playoff game was 2016, I think.
Well, anyway,
16 or 17.
7 straight's awful. 7, 9, 8, whatever. You're to the point where you're on the other hand and you're forgetting. Okay, so I mean, Tomlin has to
more. That's more than Super Bowls we have now.
He has to be gone. He has to be gone. If he didn't want to leave, I'd fire him.
You never know.
If he didn't want to leave, I'd fire him.
They're not going to fire him.
Well, if he says he's not leaving,
fire him.
But if he says he's not leaving, well, they say, look, we're not going to fire you, but leave. Like, you have to leave.
I'm waiting for the videos. To show up on YouTube because I'm sure it had to happen. And if it didn't happen, I'd be really surprised because if I was at the game, I would have started the chat and I just would have been going, Tomlin sucks.
Well,
the whole time. You notice all the fans like emptied out of the stadium.
Yeah, the fan base, 90% of the fan base does not want Tomlin back, if not even more than that. It's just enough, man.
It's more than that.
Enough's enough. You just can't keep hanging your hat on making the playoffs. Making the playoffs doesn't get you.
We need change.
It doesn't get you anything.
Now it would be funny if he steps away and Harbaugh takes that job. That would be hilarious.
I mean,
and Harbaugh's able to take him to the Super Bowl.
It might be an attractive place to go, but my argument for why I think some of the best coaches will move on is that you don't have a quarterback. So it's hard to.
It doesn't matter.
Now, what about Willis? What if Willis were to go to Pittsburgh? What do we think of that? How would that? I don't know.
Malik Willis.
Yeah,
he's done good as a backup. He's improved, but I don't think he's ready. He's more like a Rudolph. He's maybe a couple because of his mobility. He's a little more better than Rudolph.
I don't know. He's pretty good, bro. I think Malik Willis' story is just getting. Mac Jones, Malik Willis, Kyler Murray. Those are your options, my boy.
We got a rookie quarterback there waiting to develop.
Maybe.
Hire John Gruden, let him develop him. John Gruden loves him.
I like Will Howard. I like Will Howard. I do.
Me too.
But he's a prospect that I don't think you could necessarily throw out there right now. But I do like him. I think he could be an option for sure. But you bring in Willis, or you bring in Mac Jones. It's your only Kyler. It's your only option. Those are the only options, really. You have potentially. Trying to think of, Danny Dimes is a free agent, but he probably wants to stay put. It sounds like the Colts want him to stay put. I don't know, man. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Harbaugh, any quarterback that or any coach that comes into this situation has got to be a little bit worried about having the same old without a quarterback, without a significant quarterback upgrade over the last handful. Like, what do you do? Well, that's such a tough job to take. As is the Falcons, to not know the health of Penix Jr. and all that. There's a lot of questionable situations. I think the Ravens are the most attractive landing spot because you have a quarterback, and you have a quarterback that has played at the top 1, 2, 3 overall level multiple times, so Lamar's able to do it. I think whoever gets that job is going to be extremely happy, and I think that long term the Raiders are the second best landing spot for any coach. Whether people want to understand that right now or not, they might not. That's fine. I'm not here to argue with people that can't see through the weeds on stuff. But you got Mendoza, you got Genti, you got Bowers, you got Max Crosby. He's going to want to stay. He's always wanted to stay. This is going to be a much improved situation. I think these teams without quarterbacks are very shaky. They're very, very shaky situations. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
The Steelers actually need to burn it down. They need to get rid of their defense. We're paying these idiots the most money in the NFL for our defense. We spend more money on our defense than any other team in the NFL. Get this crappy productivity out of them. So we need to dismantle it and just burn everything down and start fresh with a new coach, new coaching staff, and
okay.
We might not win for a few years. That's fine because then we'll be able to actually get decent draft picks and rebuild using the draft like it should be instead of always year after year after year getting late first-round picks.
All right, before I go to Travis, I'm going to ask you one quick question, then over to Travis. The question is, you got to press the button now or move on to the next option, which might be worse. You might not know what you're going to get. You have no idea what you're going to get if you say no to this, but you got to hit the button right now. Flores as head coach and Dable as offensive coordinator. Yes or no?
No.
Okay, boom. Hit the no button.
No.
Woo! I don't know I think you should have taken that because I don't know. Once.
No, I'd rather have Atlanta's coach. God, I always mispronounce his name. The one that just got fired.
Raheem Morris?
I'd rather have him as our defensive coordinator. Yeah, Raheem Morris as our defensive coordinator And I'd rather have, like, you put Raheem Morris as our defensive coordinator, and I think there's better offensive coordinators out there.
Yeah, but who's your head coach? Head coach, though, you're saying Flores is your head coach.
You just passed in a gold mine.
It depends. I don't like Flores. Never liked Flores. I hated him in Miami. I hated him.
You've just been Smitty.
In Pittsburgh.
I think you're getting your feelings on that one and not thinking logically about what Flores.
No, I don't like Flores.
I know you don't.
I don't like Flores. I don't. Not as a head coach. I think he's a good defensive coach. He's not a good head coach.
All right. Let me go. Well, that's why Dable was a part of that. But okay, hold on. Let me go over to Travis. Travis, is Tomlin gone? Number one. Number two, what's Houston doing next round against your New England Patriots, and how worried are you facing off against C.J. Stroud?
So Tomlin's gone, in my opinion, and I think it'll be,
I hope,
the mutual thing, and he'll be able to save face, and because I think Tomlin has an ego, so he wants to be able to say he chose to walk away and pick his spot and all that. In terms of Texans Patriots, like, if the Patriots lose, it'll be a big disappointment, and the only way they lose is if May crumbles to the pressure, and I don't think he will. I don't want to jinx anything.
Yeah, which he could, because the defense is so damn good. But I also feel like he'll.
But he had a nice warm up.
Yeah.
The Chargers' defense is really good. So.
But the thing about
he got a taste of it.
The thing about May is that he only has to succeed X number of times out of X number of times. Like, he's going to struggle, touchdown, struggle, touchdown. And can CJ Stroud score that many times? So it's going to come down to, can the Houston Texans defense score on defense? Can they score touchdowns? If not, I don't think their offense scores enough, especially without Nico Collins. They're cooked. The offense is cooked. So it's going to come down to defense. So do you play safe? Does Vrabel call the right plays? Does he make this too close where the Texans defense picks off a tip pass that isn't even Drake May's fault? It's a tip pass in a pressured situation against a really aggressive defense and scaring the piss out of the receivers. The receivers are scared to catch the ball. They tip it up in the air, which is often what happens with this Houston Texan defense. No one wants to get hit. A lot of tips. And they tip it up. Houston takes one in for pick six. It's not really Drake May's fault. And now you're within like a field goal to win the game. And then the Houston Texans defense makes Drake May go four and out and turn over on downs, field goal win. Like, that's the kind of win that Houston's going to need. But if Vrabel is aggressive enough and he commits to using a little bit of Hendy because of the speed, then, I think this could be one of those games where it's failure, touchdown, failure, touchdown, and Houston's and then the New England Patriots score more points. But it's certainly possible that Houston could win one more game, but I don't think the offense is there, especially without Nico, to do it, and they certainly don't have enough offense to get through multiple rounds. Could they win one more game? It's possible. It's possible.
Well, and I'll say, while Pittsburgh definitely gets after the quarterback, with T.J. Watt and them better than the Patriots on average, Milton Williams will eat C.J. Stroud alive. And when you saw what he did to Herbert last night, I mean, they're going to have to specifically game plan for Milton Williams, or it's going to be really tough for Stroud.
Your Pats are they're going to have to get the run game established with both Henderson and Stevenson.
Yeah.
If they don't get the run game established, I don't think they have a chance, because if they can't pull those guys down, they're not going to be able to get it over the top to hit any receivers worth. They're just not going to do it.
Well, but
Rodgers couldn't do shit tonight.
But without Nico, it's such a disadvantage, though. Yeah, May's mobile.
No, he can't move, but they kept. You saw them. They kept on trying the little short, dinky passes. You can't do that against Houston defense.
But May can move out of the pressure.
Yeah.
May can move.
I don't know.
But I'm saying they're still going to have to. They're going to have to establish that run game.
Of course, they're going to have to,
and be committed to establishing it.
Yeah.
And if they do, I think they blow Houston out of the water. If they don't, then I think it's going to be a very low-scoring, close game.
Exactly what I said. And to be honest, like, let's be honest with ourselves, that was not a 30-6 game. Like, those are some trash points at the end, which I'm not trying to take them away necessarily, but this was a low-scoring game. There was no scoring in the third quarter, and it was, 7-6 or whatever, all the way up to the fourth quarter when the Steelers were just trying anything they could, and then that caused turnovers. But this is a low-scoring game. But what I said at the beginning on the opening show, the kickoff show, was that if it's low-scoring, the Houston Texans will win. And so same thing applies here. If it's low-scoring, the Texans can win this game easily. So the Patriots have to figure out a way to execute, and I think they will. I think Drake, as I said the last game, Drake May got the butterflies out. It's definitely a game that, the Patriots were lucky they played the Chargers, that's for sure. Because I don't think they were ready to beat like the Bills or beat the Denver Broncos that game. I think that they definitely needed to get that kind of that loss, that almost loss out of the way, even though they didn't lose. But let's just hope Drake May's ready for this challenge, because this will be the toughest defensive challenge he'll have, unless you face off against Seattle in the Super Bowl, which would be kind of an equal challenge in a way. Denver won't be easy either, but I mean, New England's definitely got a tougher road than anybody on the AFC side is so much tougher. It's tough. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely got a tougher road. The AFC does.
Yeah.
But I mean, the way that Chicago's playing, and the way that Chicago. I've never liked Caleb, and I didn't think, but I got to give him props. I mean, he's not just one or two games, several games. He brought him back to win a lot of these games.
Yeah.
Well, the thing with Chicago is
he perfect? No.
If Chicago can keep it close, they can win it at the end. And
it's
the
a system.
Packers should have been able to put them away.
Yeah, Ben Johnson's amazing. He's
amazing. Yeah, they should have.
I think we're all jealous about having Ben Johnson as that. He is a winner. I mean, he did it in Detroit.
But it's just like Cohen
now.
in Jacksonville. Look at the difference in T-Law this year.
Yeah, Cohen's awesome.
I mean,
yeah,
it's about the system. You get the right coach and the right system. Yeah. Quarterbacks can have success.
Yeah, and I'm not, I think that Ben Johnson, just like Ben Johnson could win with Goff, I think that's what he's doing with Caleb. He's turning Caleb into a player that can win games when you're in these positions. I still think he has a long way to go. I have people that come in here thinking I'm going to give him some sort of crown. You got another thing coming. He still makes tons of mistakes and is a 50% throwing quarterback.
He does.
But it works with Ben Johnson's system, and Ben Johnson dials up these plays, whereas wide receivers are untouched in the end zone. Like, I'm not saying that Caleb doesn't deserve credit for throwing a touchdown strike while his wide receiver is wide open, but Ben Johnson's dialing up these amazing comebacks, and he gets in his bag. And Ben Johnson is just unreal. But anyway, real quickly back to this game. I don't want to talk about that game. I want to talk about this game. This Stroud looks cooked. Not only does he not look good anymore, like, he doesn't even look good. He's not even good at football anymore. I'm not saying he couldn't get it back with the right coordinator or something. We saw Danny Dimes and Darnold and some other guys come back to life, but Stroud looks cooked, and his confidence is shot. He has no confidence. Like, how many fumbles did they have? Like, how many bad snaps did they have?
How many missed snaps? Yeah, exactly.
But that's snaps. Part of that.
Yeah, like three of them.
I mean, man, he just looks so bad. The whole offense looks horrible. Without Nico, you take Nico Collins away from this offense, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't see how they can even score. It's going to have to be all defensive scoring to beat New England. That's a huge piece to lose. Very, very, very tough. We'll see.
If the thing is Houston plays a team like the Pats who can actually take the top off the defense. That's why I was like going, establish the run. Then they could take the top off the defense. I mean, their offense ain't gonna do shit. Ain't gonna do nothing.
We'll see.
So I think the Pats. I think the Pats win. I think Vrabel's a really good coach, and he'll have them ready.
Yeah, Woody keeps getting hurt every game. Like it seems like Woody's gonna be out for the
But
game.
he comes back.
Yeah, he just keeps getting.
Yeah, he comes back.
They bring him right back out. Gonzalez might be out too. That's another big potential.
He might be. I think he'll probably be back, but he might be out.
We'll have to monitor that one. Nico, I almost feel is a guarantee to be out, but we've seen people have really bad concussions and play the next game, and we've seen people have really what look like light concussions and not play the next game. Every concussion, because it's a brain injury, it's brain damage. Every brain damage situation is treated differently, reacts differently. There's certain benchmarks you got to hit and going through that process and protocol. But you think they'll probably fudge things a little bit in a playoff game potentially, but I don't know how easy that is to do today. It seems like they don't. We never know what they're doing to try and sell tickets, and who knows. But I do believe Collins is probably not going to play. I would imagine he's not going to play. So, especially given that this game, he doesn't even have a full week. It's Monday. We have one less day. There's almost, in fact, I don't know if he technically even can. But yeah, it's almost a near impossible comeback for him, given it's Monday.
Yeah.
So.
And the
they have decent wide receivers. It's just if Stroud can hold on to the ball and get it to him, that's the thing. I mean, Kirk had a pretty good game tonight.
Yeah, well,
I mean, he was catching the ball pretty good. He was the one positive.
Nico's a true one.
Yeah, Kirk isn't going to be as.
Yeah, that's true, but.
You've always liked Kirk.
Kirk. Yeah, I have, and I was right about him. Especially when he was in Jacksonville. He blew it up in Jacksonville his first year there.
Ron, they lost Nico Collins. There's no way to sugarcoat it. There's no way. The words out of your mouth shouldn't be, but they got good wide receivers. The words out of your mouth should be, oh my God.
A couple of years ago.
Dude, but I'm just saying, you shouldn't be saying, but they've got good. This should be like, yeah, that sucks. And they probably lose because maybe Kirk does okay, though. It's almost like it's an upgrade.
Kirk and Higgins. They got Kirk, Higgins. They got
Ron, you're upgrading it. You're trying to upgrade this. You're trying to upgrade the situation. Nico got hurt.
No, I'm just yes, but they're gonna have to step up, is all I'm saying.
All right.
They're gonna have to step up.
I think if they had a really tough time winning,
nobody can take the place of Collins.
Nobody can take the place of Collins.
No, but they all got to step up as a group.
Yeah. Well, if I had to put my, I don't know. If I had to put any, money on the line, is going in the favor of New England. There's just no. There could be.
Yeah, I agree.
There could be a miracle that happens, no doubt about it. But it's going to have to be early on, where the Houston Texans get up through defensive, opportunistic touchdown opportunities. I don't think this is one where, or they wear down New England and it's a 6-3 game all game, and then the defense scores fourth quarter touchdowns like they did tonight against a beaten up Aaron Rodgers and Pittsburgh Steelers team. Because what it's going to come down to is it doesn't mean Drake May doesn't have to make the mistakes. Drake May has to throw footballs into the air where these wide receivers are worn down and don't have the strength to get to it, and so they tip them up in the air. That's what Houston does, is they wear the hell out of you down into a freaking, you're running around at 50% speed and strength. I mean, you just get obliterated, and so that's where everybody's making mistakes and dropping balls and all that. And so this cannot be a close game. You have to make C.J. Stroud have to come back, and then he'll turn the ball over. You have to. It's the way, the blueprint. So you're right. They got to establish the run, but it's going to be hard to do that. But you got to figure out a way to use both your running backs. Hendy and Stevenson
I think
on the
they'll take
field
deep
at the same
shots
time.
early.
You're gonna have to have both of
think
them
the
on the field at the
Patriots-
same time.
I think the Patriots will try throwing.
Hey, Travis.
Early. Yeah.
Is the whole Diggs situation figured out, or
Yeah, it's
you
been
think
delayed.
that's going to cause
No,
some
it's-
sort of?
It's delayed after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He was able to move.
So, you think any of that's bothering his play?
No.
Diggs
Diggs
doesn't
doesn't
care.
give a crap.
You think Diggs is
Well, I
he's
mean,
a moral man?
if he's guilty of it,
You think he's a moral
then,
man?
you know, I
care.
mean,
He's not a moral man.
He's with Cardi B. Okay.
Yeah.
What are the morals here?
Yeah, there's
No
no
offense to anyone who
Right.
likes Cardi B.
Diggs ain't letting that affect him. Diggs,
no, I was just wondering. I just wondered how the atmosphere was up there with all that outside noise.
It's
I
not
w-
really much
Yeah.
noise. It's just, I mean, Diggs is, I mean, I know diehard fans will hate to hear it, but Diggs is kind of a mercenary. He came here like, yeah, you got a 3-year contract, but it's understood that he's here, you know, to give them something they don't have until they can get something better. And I know Patriots fans will get mad at me for saying that, but I kind of look at him as a mercenary.
Well,
And he's been a great,
there's a
great
lot
team
of
guy.
players
I mean,
that
I
have been.
give him a lot of credit, but
Diggs likes to party.
you know, yeah, Diggs could care less.
Diggs
about
likes
that
to party.
Look at
Diggs sleeps.
Rice is in trouble again, right?
Yeah, Rice.
Rice is like
He might be.
Rice is
Right.
like he. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
see what
but-
happens. All right, boys.
great talent wasted.
Boys, anything else? I don't know how long we're gonna go at it tonight. Not much to really say.
How'd your
Dead horse on this.
playoff teams do in best ball?
Let's see. Let's pull it up. I haven't looked yet. It's a good question. Hopefully, I have a few advancing. I didn't get to draft in near as many wanted.
I got a few.
By the way,
I didn't get any gauntlets through.
let's see here. Completed drafts, live results, weekly winners. Oh, no, I'm going to live best ball. Okay. I didn't get to do nearly as many as I wanted to at all. I was so pissed. It just came in. But I got some of the stuff I do throughout my days. Like the days flew by, and all of a sudden it was the night before. Mitten 3. It looks like only one of them went through on my Mitten 3s, but I didn't do a ton of them at all. I did like 3 or 4. I've got Jordan Love, Drake May, Blake Corum, Trevion Henderson, Hampton, Monungai. So that's pretty good. I got Corum, Henderson,
good, yeah.
Monungai, RB. Puka, Hunter Henry, Parkinson, and Burden. That's pretty good.
Not bad.
Drake May, Henderson, Monungai, Corum, Puka, Parkinson, Hunter Henry, and Luther Burden. I like that. That's my mittens. Okay, so I did that. Gauntlet. It looks like I only did one gauntlet. I just didn't have time, and I placed third. So I didn't go through.
Oh man, yeah, I didn't get any gauntlets through.
Yeah, mitten.
I got one mitten through, and then I got 13 mitten 3s.
Mitten 2, I didn't do that many. I've got 2 that are going through. One place first. Let's see what that team looks like. Brock Purdy, Drake May, Herbert, McCaffrey, Ramondre, not bad. DJ Moore, Hunter Henry, George Kittle, Stephon Diggs, and Ricky Pearsall. That's an interesting one. And then my second team going through on the mitten 2s would be Josh Allen, Drake May, Brock Purdy, Ramondre, Trevion Henderson, Brian Robinson. Okay. Hunter Henry, Kincaid, Booty, and Pearsall. That one's going through. And keep in mind some of these.
What do you think of this one?
Go ahead.
What do you think of this? Is my mitten. Stafford, Donald, Stroud. Okay, but they're still in, all 3 of them. Corum, Trevion Henderson, Rico's out, Dowdle. But then it's Nakua, Hunter Henry, Toby Parkinson, and Stephon Diggs.
Nice. I got 4 mittens. I'll just read the first one. 4 mittens that went through mitten ones. This one right here, Brock Purdy, Drake May, Bo Nix, Christian McCaffrey, Ramondre, Trevion Henderson. Wow. So I got Hendy, McCaffrey, Ramondre, Drake May, Bo Nix, Purdy. What do my receivers look like? Dobbs, DJ Moore, Diggs, and Booty. Okay. Well, I mean, at least I have 3 receivers, you know. DJ Moore, Diggs, and Booty. The problem is if Chicago gets knocked out, then I have just Diggs. But Christian McCaffrey, Henderson, and the quarterbacks are pretty good. I wonder. I highly doubt you could win with that, though. But damn, it's a good team. Right now, it's a good team for this next round. Goddard, Kincaid, Jennings, Jamison Williams. Jeez, that was an early one. Man, some of these mittens you drafted, like the mitten ones, you could draft way before there were any playoff. You know, I'm drafting players in that mitten. That's how far back it went. Receivers, Devontae Smith, BTJ, AJ Brown, Jamison Williams, like amazing. Christian McCaffrey and Gibbs and Brock Purdy and Hurts. Can you imagine? Damn it. I drafted that one like a month ago. But that one went through. It advanced. And then this one right here.
My top scoring team in the mitten 3, Smitty, it's 108. 108 points I got. You know what? They're all out. I have no quarterback. Yeah. Both my quarterbacks in that one is done. And most of the players are done. So that one's dead in the water, being my highest scoring because it had a lot of Jacksonville, had a lot of teams that didn't advance. Green Bay and Jacksonville. And
so
it's dead in the water.
This one's the way too early. This is one that advanced. But, I mean, this one's dead in the water too. I got Lamar, Baker, Matthew Stafford. So I got Stafford. McCaffrey, Monungai, Bucky. This is this is well before week 18. Puka, Ibuka, Pickens, and Lamb. Damn it. And that's advancing. Like, you know, but it's not going to win.
Okay.
But anyway. All right, boys.
I did one way too early, and I only scored 23 points.
Anything else, Ron, before I go back over to Travis real quick? Anything else?
I wanted to ask Ron real quick.
Yeah.
Realistically, Ron, if it's not saying John Gruden or stuff that you want, out of like the guys that are being named for head coaches, if you had to pick, who would you have as head coach of the Steelers and quarterback? Just realistic.
I mean, I was trying to be realistic. I'd like to see Gruden there because he loves Howard and he could develop. I think Howard could be a good quarterback. He could develop him. But other than that, John Harbaugh's proven. I mean, they should go after John Harbaugh.
Harbaugh and Howard.
And John Wood should like the Steelers because
Double H and
they don't fire their coaches that early. I mean, you know,
Harbaugh and Howard and Associates. Double H and Associates.
Yeah.
All right, Ron.
But I mean, what kind of coordinator are we going to get? You know, Kingsbury's out there. You're going to hire somebody like Kingsbury for an offensive coordinator,
right,
or what are you going to do for a
Gotta go, Mom.
An offensive coordinator.
All righty. Ron, I'll be live tomorrow. Guys, don't forget there's a video posted at 7:30. Any final thoughts, Ron?
Yeah, well, I told Travis before the game how the game was going to end. I said, if the Steelers happen to win this game, make sure you watch the rest, and then you'll know that it was scripted because Steelers shouldn't win this game at all. Yeah. Didn't I, Travis? I told you that.
But you know what's so convenient about all these scripted, rigged games is when it doesn't happen, then that doesn't count against it. So it's like if it was rigged, why didn't they win? You know what I mean? Well, then it wasn't one of the rigged games that they decided. Like, it's convenience. Everybody in this rigged.
No, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
I know, but you kind of.
Steelers had no business of even being in that game.
But Ron, you kind of do think it's all rigged, and then if they would have lost, you would have been 100% that it was rigged, or if they would have won. I don't know.
Yeah, both times we beat Baltimore, we should have lost. because of the rest. So, we shouldn't have won those 2 games against Baltimore. It is what it is, though. It is what it is.
Ron Navy, everyone. Ron Navy.
Yeah. Later.
Appreciate you.
Have a good one.
You're Ronald.
Travis, any final thoughts?
All right. Bye.
Later.
Yeah, just Doomsday Zach earlier was asking about Parker Washington next year. If you want to just give
Love
a
him.
couple
Love him.
seconds on that.
I love him. I
What do you
think
think? Wide receiver 2, maybe?
what do you mean?
Top 24 guy, top 30.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love him, but
Wide
I
receiver.
don't know that he's like he's a dog. I like him. He's a good kid, good player. But this is a crowded room.
That's my problem.
There's no way I'm counting on him as a wide receiver 2. If that's the cost of entry, I'm out. And I wish you well. But there's no way I'm drafting Parker Washington as wide receiver 2. That's asinine. I think he's very worthy of getting that in like a shock. Like, oh my God, I saw it kind of and I did it. I got him as a 3 and he played like a 2. It's amazing. He could do it, I guess, but you pay that kind of price tag in a crowded wide receiver room with BTJ, who we don't trust right now, but he's a high draft capital prospect. They're not just going to give up on unless they trade him, which they could. And Travis Hunter, who people have brought it on themselves to assume he's only playing defense now, which is just a ridiculous assumption when he got injured. You think because he got injured, they're just going to move him aside? This is
I
a
think
guy
a lot of those
top of the draft.
a lot of those same people said he wasn't going to be a receiver in the first place, and they're just going back to it.
Yeah,
going into the draft.
So there's no way I could. I would rather have Travis Hunter than Parker Washington. And BTJ's hard to say any different. You almost have to still like BTJ more than Parker Washington. But it's not that I don't like Parker Washington at cost, but if you're telling me the cost is where BTJ and Hunter are, then I don't want it. No way.
And they just signed Myers. He's going to get 70 catches,
Yeah.
So it's just if BTJ gets traded, then I think we start to have more of a conversation on him. But
Mike says, "Am I getting the Brotherhood of Steel Gunners?" Yes, I am. They're supposed to send me those to showcase them here for you guys, and I think we got to give away another pair of gunners here, probably on Super Bowl week. We'll give away a pair of gunners. We might be able to give away that pair. If they can send me those in time, I can showcase them. But the ones that they sent me last, they don't really fit me. I mean, they're not my cup of tea here. Let's see if I can. These are the. I was really excited about them. They come in this sick case. By the way, if anybody doesn't know Gunner, let me hit the Gunner Player of the Week button just to showcase Gunner. Love Gunner. They're such an amazing sponsor. Underdog, Gunner, the Addict.shop. Love my sponsors, really. Here, the Gunner.
The Gunner Player of the Week.
Look at these guys.
Brought to you by Gunner.com.
So, Gunner.com, use code Smitty to get 15% off your blue light blocking glasses. Everything I wear and have always worn on this channel have been blue light blocking glasses. And Gunner wasn't a sponsor when I first started the channel and I wore Gunners. They saw me wearing them. I'd reached out to them. I never heard back from them. And they saw me wearing them. And, as the show got bigger, and they're like, hey, we'd love to be, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. But they sent me these. These are the, what are these called? I forget the name real quick. Hold on. They're ones I saw coming out and I wanted them so bad. These are the Roswells. So these are the Roswells from the show Roswell. They have all these partnerships with all these glasses. I think this is Roswell. Comes in this alien looking body bag case. It's so cool. And I wanted these so bad. I was just hoping they fit on my head and they didn't look too big. And they're too big for me, I think. But they're awesome glasses, but they're just way too big for me. I look like Corrado Soprano in them. Hello!
Yeah.
Hello! Tony, I don't like it. I don't like it. But I really love them. I mean, the material, the weight of them, the fact that they're like translucent, you can kind of like see through the plastic. They're
Are they blue?
Unbelievable
The
feel.
frames?
Huh?
Are the frames blue?
They're blue. Yeah, they're blue.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, they're blue. They're a little bit goggle-like. They're very lightweight. These are amber yellow, and they fit remarkably well. And they kind of have a little bit of a side there to protect glare from the sides when you're gaming. And so they're obviously gaming glasses, but they're definitely more of a goggle. But they just don't fit my head quite the way I want them. I mean, they're cool. I really like them. Like, I think I want to just keep them to put them on the case, but sometimes I consider giving these away in a giveaway here, but I try and keep them all on hand so that I can showcase them when I need to talk about, like when they have something that they're running, I can promote it. But these are definitely ones that don't necessarily fit my head. I like them though. They're really cool. And then they have, let's see. I think these are like I'm not positive. Let's see which ones these are. These are the Doom Gold. These aren't bad. They almost kind of don't fit my head the right way. They're cool though. They're cool looking. These are kind of like, they almost feel like I'm on the movie Casino. I don't know. But I love all their glasses. Gunnar has such a great assortment. Always worn like these glasses or the OGs. If anybody wants to see the OGs, these are the ones that I've wore. Let me put these back. These are the ones that I wore at the onset of the show, like in I forget, it was 2017, 2018. These are the original ones, the Mavericks, I believe. And are they the Mavericks? I think these are the Mavericks. These are the Mavericks gunmetal. And these are the ones I've wore from the beginning, the onset of the show. And I wore them before I even, talked to Gunnar. And so I think they saw me wearing these. And then that's when I started getting different pairs. But I love them, man. Gunnar.com. It's one of those magical sponsors that you've always, like, I wanted Gunnar to be a sponsor of this channel so badly because I loved the product. I absolutely loved it. And that's the best, like, sponsorship you can come across because it's genuine. Like, I'm wearing these every day when I'm live. And they're blue light blocking, so it's such a perfect marriage, too, because all my people are watching me on blue light. So, you want to help your eye strain. Like, you wear blue light blocking glasses, you're probably protecting yourself from getting, in some cases, like maybe earlier onset of like eye issues. Like I want to say like glaucoma, all those things could definitely come on, not in every case, but sooner. Or you could maybe even prevent some of those things from happening by blocking the blue light. It's not just some like wacko conspiracy about blue light either. It's totally calming when you wear them. When you wear them before bed too, if you're watching TV, you get tired, a little easier.
Yep.
All right, Travis, anything else?
Nope. That's all. Thanks, Smitty. Later.
All right, later, bro. All right, guys. I think that's it. I don't think there's anybody else on the phone line unless I forgot about him. No, the phone line cleared. Okay. As for my take on this game, again, CJ Stroud, I don't mean this in a bad way. He's probably a really good person. So I don't mean to like come off as a callous person by any means, but I just don't think he's a leader. I don't think he's a leader. I don't think he's capable of bouncing back from this downhill, spiraling out of control of his talent. I think he plays for a team that can win with him trying not to make mistakes. And that's what we're seeing happen. I just think that from a fantasy perspective, he's not somebody you're going to want on your team. You don't know what his future looks like. He just lost Nico Collins. I don't think this is going to be a very good second round game against the New England Patriots without Nico, but you never know. The defense is that good that they could be a problem. We'll have to see. Kind of just depends on if, May makes mistakes because he's green. If he's green and intimidated and the right play happens early on, then Houston could get out to a lead and somehow like this game, even though they won 30-6, which does not tell the story. Like, they did not put Pittsburgh away for 3 quarters, and then Pittsburgh got tired, and then they made mistakes, and then all of a sudden it looks like they blew them out of the water. But that's not how the game went. If you watch the game, you know that this was like pulling teeth to get who's going to win this game, who's going to crawl to the finish. And then at the end of it, it's like, oh, Houston's defense is so good. I'm going to box score Bobby this game and say Houston blew him out of the water. So it's unfortunate. 2 super chats here. One from BBQ. Has Tomlin been fired yet? Not yet, but we have a Tomlin. We need to create a Tomlin board. On behalf of BBQ, we're gonna nominate BBQ as the board person that we'll put on the board. But how many days have gone by or how many minutes? Let's see here. Short countdown. Let's see. I guess we do a stopwatch. How many days until Tomlin's gone? Or how many hours, I guess, until Tomlin's gone? This is going to be the BBQ Tomlin meter. And Ron Navy Tomlin meter. You guys are going to share this bunk bed style, if that's okay. So how many hours until Tomlin is gone? I hope I don't accidentally reset this thing. I don't know if it's going to hold. If not, I'll recalculate it based on days and hours manually. But this would be Sunday at 10 o'clock roughly p.m. So the Tomlin meter. Thank you, BBQ. Appreciate you. And then Racing Boy says, I think the people are saying Hunter will strictly play defense are the ones who own Washington, Parker, Washington. Exactly. Thank you, Racing Boy. I think he's just going to play. Like, there's a couple of people that have, I think, said this somewhere. And so people are regurgitating it as if it's like a fact. And they're like, yeah, I heard Tomlin. I heard that Travis Hunter's only going to play defense. It's like, no, you haven't. You haven't heard that at all. You think you've heard it, but you haven't heard it. Somebody said they thought they heard it too, and you repeated it like a parrot. I heard it. I heard it. I heard it. I heard it on another channel. I heard it on another channel. Breaking news. Somebody said, we don't know who, that Travis Hunter might not play offense anymore, which is certainly something that could happen. It's in the realm of possibility, but it's not out there now. So, hello. He saw it on another channel. He's a repeating Roger. It's been a while since I've run that. I didn't know how long. I didn't know how long he was going to stay there. All right, I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you, Racing Boy, for the super chat. Thank you, BBQ. Thank you, Blitzen, for the $20 hauler, you monster. The BBQ and Ron Navy. How long will Tomlin be in Pittsburgh? Stopwatch, clock, timer, whatever you want to call it, has begun. We're at 2 minutes and 34 seconds since Tomlin has somehow remained in Pittsburgh's last time we checked. I'll see you all tomorrow. Appreciate you all. Don't forget, 7:30 a.m. So we're talking about 9.5 hours from now. No, 8.5 hours from now, I think. 8.5 hours from now, the video right here will drop. I've got round 3 of that mock draft about ready to drop too. So hang tight on that. But this is going to be tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. Video 2026 buy lows in fantasy, redraft, and dynasty. So we attack both at the same time. Saw it on another channel. I heard Travis Hunter not going to play offense. Saw it on another channel. Saw it there. It was over there somewhere. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. Live whenever big news breaks. And live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. Let's see if we can get the Tomlin still in Pittsburgh. Hello? Hello, Tomlin? See you all later. Appreciate you.